I think Diwali last year, we've seen uh, cumulatively the biggest wave of reform since 1991, right? Whether it was in labor, nuclear, GST, the list goes on. We've also seen a number of trade deals that have been pushed through. And the government has got 23 priority areas of the economy that the intention is to focus on going forward. When you look at your priority list in Andhra, what are your priorities for reform? What's necessary?
So I'll reform any law, I'll change any law, I'll reform any process that will create jobs, and more jobs. That is the single priority of the Andhra Pradesh government. AI is here, robotics is here, advanced manufacturing is here, dark factories are here, it's reality. But there are enough sectors that are going to create jobs. So for me, as I said, the 3S is going to be very, very critical for me as a state to deliver. If I want to create, 20 lakh jobs, I always get confused between lakh and million. So 20 lakh jobs. 5 years, 20 lakh jobs is our single priority. And I believe that is the most important thing, and that's also the priority of the Honorable Prime Minister, is creating jobs. And reforms in that direction is going to be very, very critical.
So again, linked to the job creation, perhaps it's a linkages from there to manufacturing. So we are 10 years into Make in India, and manufacturing has seen notable developments in certain areas. Electronics is one example, for instance. But overall, it still is about 15% of GDP. Yeah? Now, being the optimist, I think that my view is that means that there's a lever that we can pull. How are you thinking about manufacturing in your state, and what role does that play in job creation, in your path forward for Andhra?
So my humble opinion is that the way we've approached manufacturing needs a reform. So I believe in the power of clusters. I believe that states should take up one sector, or each state takes us 5, 10 sectors, but double downs on that sector. So I'll give you an example. Andhra Pradesh is building 22 clusters. Data centers, pharma, medical devices manufacturing, IT of course, compressed biogas, UCG, underground coal gasification, to quantum computing, all the way up to glass city, space city. We have a defense city that's in making. Now, why am I sharing this with you is it's important to build a cluster where within about 150-200 kilometer radius, the entire manufacturing ecosystem comes about. So as important as it is for me to assemble a TV, now can I get the plastic housing manufacturing? Can I get the thermocol manufacturer? Can I get the guy who prints the manuals to also be in part of this ecosystem? That is going to be very, very critical. If that is, I believe, is something that we should learn from various other countries. So this is what I call verticals. And how do I build the entire verticals in the ecosystem? Horizontal is where my ministry comes in: education, skilling, testing, certification. This is where I play a much larger role. So you look at Government of India's policy around ITIs, revamping them. Now ArcelorMittal is the first project that's taking off in India. And Aditya and I had a conversation where he said, now let's build a material sciences university as part of the entire steel ecosystem that we're building. There are like 5, 6 steel companies that are coming about in that geography. So I said, we need material science university. So this kind of vertical and horizontal tight integration is going to be very, very critical if India has to really deliver on the promise of Make in India.
How did you choose those verticals for Andhra? What was the thought process?
One is intent of my CM. 2 is, the geographic location and the minerals available. So Andhra is the second longest coastline in India. This itself fends itself up for, port-led development. And then manufacturing historically based on strength. So because proximity to Bangalore is one part of the state, proximity to Chennai, proximity to Hyderabad. So leveraging on the strengths of the other cities or even on the weaknesses, we're able to build new ecosystems. So that's really helped us. So glass city. Now, why did I share about the glass experience? Globally, it's proven that as per capita income goes up, so does per capita consumption of glass. It could be facades or so on and so forth. And there's no real glass ecosystem. We have silicon already available, which is one of the main ingredients of glass. So I started headhunting the companies that can come and build the entire glass ecosystem going on. Space, because we have Sriharikota, which is the launch pad for India, it naturally fends itself for space. So pharma, we already had an ecosystem in northern Andhra. We said, let's double down on it. Steel, because Vishaka steel plant already is there. I said, let's double down on building a larger steel ecosystem. So this is how we've gone about building it and sort of looked at decentralized development. We're not looking at building just one city, but actually 3 economic regions, which will deliver on our promise.